I think you get a pretty good indication of kind of what you have inside your team pretty quickly. I think the hitting comes and goes, the pitching, obviously you can see some things that way too. Defensively, I think you certainly kind of have a feel for your team pretty early. But certainly kind of the makeup of the team, I think you have a pretty good indication. After the first weekend, you have an idea of what's inside of a team. So I think we're able to see a lot of really good things that way with this group.
Did the last 2 games, Sunday, Monday, show?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we hit a 2-run homer late in game 2 to tie it, and then kind of lose that game in heartbreaking fashion. And then we come right out and score in the first 6 innings the next day, go up 8-2. Win probability probably 99.9% on that game. So we did pretty much everything we needed to do from a mentality standpoint, and we did it again the next day, as you said. 3 spot in the first inning, go up 4-0, and then you give up a 9 spot in an hour-long inning with 4 pitchers, and we score the next 11 runs of the game. So, there's a lot of really positive things that I take from that. It's what we thought we had with this group, just in terms of a little bit of that toughness and the ability to. You can't do that if you don't have a strong 1 through 9 lineup, because it's, we scored in a lot of different innings. So, I thought there was a lot of that, particularly the last 2 games.
Well, it's a long season. You have to caution yourself and your staff from changing your opinions on this year's team based on 4 games.
Of course, yeah. I mean, that's we're all day to day here. I mean, this is certainly. It's obviously disappointing, to start the way that we started, particularly the last game. It looks like we're going to get out of there with a win, and, it didn't work out that way. But, as coaches, and especially me, I have to take a broader look at things. And, I heard this a long, long time ago when I first got into coaching, was the losses at the beginning of the year, the L's, they can stand for learning, if you treat it the right way. And I thought we did learn a lot about our team. We're going to have to get some things sorted out, certainly, but, we're going to continue working at it. And this team's, they're going to have resiliency.
What's your message to your pitching staff?
I didn't think we were very competitive. So, I thought the starting pitching did a nice job for the most part. I didn't think the bullpen was very competitive, and kind of in general, the things that we keep track of: first pitch strikes, 1-1 counts, 3-2 counts, shutdown innings. We were miserable in all those categories. Like, just every time we had a chance to turn the count, turn the tide, make a big pitch. And then credit to San Diego too. I mean, they have a tough lineup. There's a reason they did what they did last year. It's just a good college lineup. They put the ball in play, but we're gonna have to beat good lineups. So I think we need to be more competitive. That's really because I know what's inside those guys. I know they have the ability to do it. We've seen it before, but we just need to be that going forward.
Did that surprise you?
Yeah, it did. Yeah. And I probably, some of the innings were set up pretty quickly with hit by pitches and walks. So a lot of the guys that came out of the pen had to come in first and second, bases loaded. I typically like to try to avoid that, obviously, but that was pretty much every situation that the bullpen came into. Was like a lot of guys on base and not many outs. So. Until you see it in the live action, you don't know. And there's quite a few guys that are in that pen right now that have never done it before. So having that feeling of like, hey, you got to get ready. Your hitter is 3 hitters from now. You've got to get high.
It's something that maybe doesn't need to be worked through mentally or mechanically.
It's contagious. It is. It's a little bit contagious. I didn't think we set the tone very well out of the pen from the first game on. That way, and just like throwing strikes and punching guys out can be, contagious too. Just like hitting can be contagious. I think it's. I think it kind of fed off each other. Where you see guys throwing, not commanding the ball, and guys kind of looking around, going, "Oh no, I hope I do it. I hope I throw the ball over the plate," instead of just being competitive pitch to pitch. That's where you get yourself in trouble is when you start thinking. And so I thought it certainly compounded itself, I think, just based on it can be a little, guys can feed off that positively and negatively.
You go back to the same rotation this weekend with those guys?
Yeah, we'll have the same rotation.
Was that that series as a whole? I mean, is that kind of the depth that you saw in your lineup in spring practices and in the fall?
Yeah, I think so. I would have liked to have seen us maybe set the tone a little better offensively early. We loaded the bases in the very first inning, hit a rocket. They get out of the inning, and that kind of, I didn't feel like we were maybe as aggressive as we needed to be. But yeah, I think just you saw it. I mean, Everett. The guy hitting a 3-hole for us the first 2 days, and then he didn't play for a game and a half. And he's a great player. We have some good players that aren't in the lineup. Ben Columbus wasn't in Saturday's lineup, Friday's lineup. There's some good players there. So again, it's just our job as coaches to kind of mix and match and try to find the right matchups. But yeah, I felt like offensively we showed some versatility.
You've got South Alabama this week, and also start spring training. How does it feel to watch a football player like Kate Povich championship, as you say?
Yeah, Povich is. I've said it for a couple of years now. I think he's a 10-year big leaguer. I think he's a guy that has got a chance to pitch for a really long time. I'm awfully proud of him. We got a chance to see him come through live a couple of weeks ago here, and he's going to be fun to keep track of his career.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks. You bet.